Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. I know this looks like a lot of ingredients, but I'm going to be making two different dishes today. I have some leftover crawfish that I have to use. I defrosted it and you can't refreeze it, as you can see. So this has to be used. So I'm going to be making a seafood mashed potato and also a crawfish bread, like a crawfish mixture on top of a French bread. So we will walk through it together and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to start off with a loaf of French bread that I just got from my local grocery store. Nothing special. So for the seafood French bread, I just took the baguettes, sliced them, and then I topped them with mayonnaise. The mayonnaise that I use is Hellmann's. You can use whatever you have. I just prefer Hellmann's. In the pot here, to start the mixture, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter, some onions, and some garlic. And the only other ingredients that you need for this bread is going to be the crawfish, green onions, scallions, basically another name, Parmesan cheese, parsley, some type of Creole seasoning, cream cheese, and Monterey Jack cheese. So I'm going to put everything in the pot and then I'll let you guys see what it looks like. Alright, so the butter melted down and we have the garlic and the onions in here. And we're just letting everything just... y'all, it smells so good. I love to cook. Just let it marry together and let all those flavors just blend in. Maybe another, I say, couple minutes. But like everything has been on a low temperature, as you can see, and it's just take your time with it. Like I said, guys, I love to cook. It's a passion of mine, and yeah, only needs a couple minutes. So we're gonna go to the next step, and that's gonna be adding the crawfish, the green onions, and the parsley. So because I'm sharing this crawfish with another dish, I'm going to do half. I'm going to split it right in half. And we have our green onions over here. We're going to throw that right in there. Parsley. Okay. It's a tablespoon. Should open this up a little bit more, but when we come back, it'll all be in there. About a tablespoon, or maybe not even that much. We're gonna see. I hate recipes sometimes because I don't want people to come back and be like, "Ooh, girl," or they can be talking about you in a group chat. Like, that wasn't good at all. So I just tell people, I always say, like, just do it by taste, do it by look, and go with your gut and go with what you like, and everything will come out okay. Alright, so now we're going to just throw in our Cajun seasoning. You just got to gauge this because you do not want to overdo it and then it's going to be salty. And that's the worst thing you can have is salty food. So just gauge that. You're going to add that and then you're going to add in our cream cheese. So I'll show you guys how this melts down. I just want to add in a little tidbit because I want you guys to be successful cooking this. You may need to add water. You probably will need to add water as it goes. So add water as you see fit. I just don't want to leave you guys in the dark and wonder what you did wrong. You need to add some type of water in this and just kind of babysit it. So I did something different and I added fresh Jersey tomatoes into this recipe, which I've never done before. And y'all, it brought just a nice crisp and freshness to it. I couldn't throw it in there. See this mixture without it. I don't even want to add the Monterey that I usually do in the Parmesan. I think it'll be too salty and you just don't want that. So I'm going to show you guys, sorry if it's getting a little dark, how to just put this on top of the bread. So the bread already has just regular plain mayonnaise, nothing crazy. Mom, can you turn on the light for me? Okay. That might probably be not even as but anyway. So this is what it looks like. You're gonna spread it. I actually should have added more to tomato. I love, you know, Jersey is the garden state, and I love gardens. My favorite part of the grocery store is the produce section. So I just couldn't help myself. I had fresh tomatoes in the kitchen, so I said why not, and it just worked out really good. Throw some mozzarella on there. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. We'll do like 375 for about 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to move on to the seafood mashed potatoes. In the pot, we have water, garlic, butter, and salt. These potatoes are Yukon Gold and red. They're from the Little Potato Company. I just got them from the produce section of my local grocery store. You do not have to use these potatoes. They are a little pricey, so you can use regular russet potatoes or any kind of potatoes that you have on hand. Since they are going to be being used for mashed potatoes, you do want to make sure that you pierce them and make sure they're soft, but you don't want them falling apart in your pot. These potatoes specifically don't take more than 10 to 15 minutes. Everybody's stove is a little bit different, so you just want to keep an eye on them. Pierce them with your fork, and once you can push the fork all the way through, they're done, and then you can move on to the next step. So while our potatoes are boiling, we're going to start with our seafood sauce. This pan was used for the French bread, so this is just a fresh pot basically with just seafood in it. We're going to throw in the shrimp. This is about a half a pound of shrimp, and then the rest of the crawfish from before. We're just using up what we had left, and we're just going to throw about 2 tablespoons of butter in this and let it cook. What we're going to do next is we're going to take about half of this seafood mixture out. I'll put it in here. Now add some heavy cream. So I'll show you guys. Heavy cream. And then we're going to add some pepper jack cheese. And this is just like sliced cheese. So I'm going to just stir it. And just to get that sauce nice and thickened. I'm just going to taste this and see what I think it needs. I'm going to add a little bit of this Cajun seasoning in there. Just a little bit. You don't want to go OD with this. It's salty. I'm going to let this just sit just like this. I know it looks crazy, but we're going to do something with the other half. So this is how this is just going to sit and thicken up. And then we'll be back. So we're going to just add this butter in here. I'm going to throw the whole thing in here. I'm sure y'all seen people do this before. I'm not cooking for nobody, so it's just me. I'm going to just let that butter melt on top. Don't want to waste anything. just let that thing melted. I'm gonna add a little bit more butter. We're gonna do some buttermilk also. Bear with me. The kids don't want to help me no more, y'all. So I'm gonna pour some buttermilk, not too much. And we're gonna just keep mashing away. I don't like my mashed potatoes crazy smooth. Some people like to use a blender. I like pretty much like chunky mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna just keep adding butter and buttermilk to this. All right, so I mashed up the rest of the potatoes. I actually added some cooked spinach in there. Just make sure when you're adding spinach, it has to be drained out. You don't want a lot of water. You don't want any water in there or you'll make your whole dish watery. The crawfish that we put to the side, we're going to use to just fold into these mashed potatoes. This company, this little potato company, I'm vouching for it. Their potatoes are so creamy. Mama, can you hold this for me? I really want the people to see how just this thing is, y'all. We family chefs, so excuse us. But this is basically the end result.
It smells like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it is mashed potatoes. Okay. My daughter's a camera woman. She's going. I'm a lone woman in this. So hopefully you guys can see. Once I plate and get some better lighting, I'll be able to show you guys the cream that we're going to put on top, which is what's over here. Ooh. It's going to just moisten it up too and give it more salt. So you don't want to over salt it. We're putting all this over the potato. I might make some more cream. This really isn't enough. But just to give you guys an idea, I'm going to plate this. We still do have our French bread over here that I'm about to put in the oven. Alright, so this is the final product. I wish this seafood mash looked a little bit better, but y'all, it is so good. Super creamy. I just put the sauce that we made in the pan on the top. This is the crawfish French bread, and I already started tearing into it. So this is the final product of both recipes. I hope you like this recipe. Comment down below, subscribe.